It's time to stop waiting, and it's time to start using. Let the real AI demos begin. The first example, we're not going to do any blog posts. We're not going to do any articles. We're not going to do poems. You've all seen that. Emails. You know all this. It's second nature by now. But what we are going to do that most people don't think about is something like a privacy policy or a cookie policy or other documents that are just vital for us a lot of times in day-to-day business. And there we have it. I asked it to write it for a small bookkeeping firm. Sure enough, get it back, had it update a few things, and then I wanted to put this on a website. So I said, format for the website, please, and it did. And I needed one tweak more, and I got exactly what I wanted back. And there it is. I pasted it on the website, worked great. So keep that in mind when whether it's website or just anything. Don't just think about doing it yourself right off the bat. Another good one that most people don't realize now is you can just paste a URL in your prompt, say, read this paper and summarize it. And this one's pretty in-depth paper. It did a great job. You should check that AI-2027out.com. It's about AI and maybe scenarios that could happen. And I covered it in a YouTube video, so check out my YouTube channel and you can see it there. Anyway, it went through a 30-page scenario and gave us a timeline and the endings, diverging, and strategic takeaways, everything that we would want. Keep that in mind, time saver. A lot of us see articles and or blog posts and we are like, oh, I'd love to read it. I don't have the time. Just give it to ChatGPT and have it summarize it for you. How about reformatting data? A lot of people don't think about this one either. I got this data and it had pound signs in it. I just wanted a comma delimited list because that's what I needed to paste it into a tags box. Boom, got it back instantly. But put them on separate lines. Sometimes we need them stacked like this. Oh, we want them alphabetized. There you have it. They're alphabetized. And oh, by the way, how about when you get HTML sometimes from something? You copy it. And I said, remove the HTML from this. And oh, that's a privacy policy that I had created. And look at this, it gave us the data back. So if you copy off a website, sometimes you get added stuff you don't want. There's a great way. It's all cleaned up, ready to use. Keep that in mind, cleaning up data and reformatting it. Speaking of data, imagine you're at a conference and somebody has a slide up with killer data. You take a picture. Well, that's great, but now you got to retype it if you want to use it in anything. No, you don't. Attached image has a spreadsheet. Please extract the text into a spreadsheet for me. And it did exactly that. And so, you can get that in different formats. It could be handwritten notes. It can provide me the text. It could be a chart that you took a picture of on a, like I said, somebody showing a demo or a spreadsheet and you take a picture, say, recreate this in a chart in Excel for me or whatever. You can get that done most times through AI that way. And oh, by the way, I copied this. If we come over, a lot of times we have tables with data like this. Copy, paste. Oh, give me an Excel spreadsheet. And there I have it. On to the next demo. So this one's really interesting and new. The O3 model, you have to have the paid version, which is Plus or Pro. Plus is like $20, Pro is $200. So most you have to have the paid version like Plus or Pro. Plus is $20, Pro is $200. So most likely Plus is what you're going to have. So let's take a look. GeoGuessing is guessing from a picture where it's located, and it was a game and really became popular during COVID. But O3 is phenomenal at it. So let's say you had this picture, I couldn't remember where this was, and had it, I uploaded it, said, where is it? That's at the outdoor pool deck terrace at the Seminole Hard Rock Cafe and Casino in Hollywood, California, or Hollywood, Florida. That's exactly where it was. Exactly where it was. How about this one? A picture off the back of my boat. I mean, that's pretty tough, right? It looks at little slices and blows them up. You can see of the bridge, and then it measures out, and the landline. That's the Indian River Lagoon, Melbourne, Florida, and your boat is anchored just south of the Ogali Causeway, and it's correct. That's so impressive. So if you can't remember, great way to find it, or if you need to find it for other reasons, another way to do it. Let's move into something I get asked a lot is I want to work back and forth with ChatGPT. What would that look like? Well, I can give you one workflow, and it's a use case I use all the time for my YouTube channel. So I need to come up with a title, I need to come up with a thumbnail and a description. And so I use it to go back and forth and create first the title. So in this, 15, whoa, that's exactly what we were doing, wasn't it? Yeah, exactly how I came up with this title for this video. And so it created titles for me, and then I went back and forth and generate something off one, and went back and forth until I got what I wanted, which was this one right here, which was good enough to use. So that's how I get the title and I get the thumbnail. And sometimes I say, hey, here's kind of the concept. Give me titles. It's so good at that. Then after I upload the video, I come in here and I grab the transcript. I take that transcript, I go back over, and I paste that into ChatGPT, Bing, and say, hey, write a description for me. And that is where I then get this nice description. Oh, there's my use case too. Remember hashtags? It gave me the hashtags, but when I come down here, there is a box for tags right here. It can't use hashtags, so I have to have just a comment delimited list. Now you see how I'm using all of these in one workflow. The image generation, the title, description, tags, data formatting, all of it is used in one example right there. So let's come back over to our next one here. So I actually planned out the workshop. Some of you who are watching this video were there, and essentially said what I wanted, but I told it to ask questions. Please ask questions to clarify. And it came back, all those questions I answered. That's a great way to do it, folks. Make sure you ask it to ask you questions to give the best results, and it'll do that usually first. And then what I got back was an agenda, demos, staffing, 2 tables for newbies, one for moderates, one for advanced. That's what I said I wanted to have, kind of a setup, and it came up with how to set it up and make sure you have the projector. And I mean, I could go through this whole thing, but all kinds, and we could drill into each one of those. Say, tell me more about number 7. It's a great planner. Speaking of planning, it also, on our next demo, if we come up here, I said, hey, let's put together a plan for marketing an AI consulting and development services company. And I said I would want to go to, small business and C-level execs from 100 to 1,000 employees. The business should have AI that can be applied fundamentally in an impactful way, and $750 to begin with for budget. And I said, ask me questions again. It does. I gave back the answers, and it came back and it gave me a prompt. So I was asking for the prompt in this one. Write the prompt. This is super important. Great example. You should, if it's more than a sentence or two, have it write the prompt for you. Say, write the prompt, give it those sentences, and then just let it write. And look at how detailed this prompt is. It's a thing of beauty. Would never have come up with all this stuff just by myself, but collaborating with AI, bing. And so I put it in, and here's what we get back from that prompt. Look at this. Channel, mix and budget, allocation. I mean, it's telling me how much to spend, where it's at, rationale, and the benchmarks. A 6-month calendar of what I can do, messaging framework, and conversion funnel, and industry target list, and KPIs, on and on. I could drill once again down into each one of those and get so much out of it, it wouldn't even be funny. Let's go to this one, Brevard County data. So I went to Fred, which Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis site, and grabbed, well, I say Fred of St. Louis, right? Grabbed data on the total listings, the active listings, the median price, and the listing price, and the median days on market data. And those were in 4 spreadsheets. Don't worry, it says unable. It does that after a little while once you upload. I uploaded those. I gave it a prompt. I said I'm mainly concerned with insights over the last few years, and especially the last 12 months. If you need any more info, please ask questions. And then I gave it the file name and told it what was in it, and made it super easy for it to understand. It recreated the charts as I asked. And then it came over and look at this information that it gives us. Great information summarized, but I love this. Here's the narrative. Supply collapsed in 2021, 2022, starts to rebuild, accelerates, surges to 5-year high. Price, rapid appreciation, goes up further, peaks and flattens, slight softening, and then pace. Homes flew off the market, still quick normalizing, slowing further. Then it tells me things to watch over the next 6 to 12 months. Great insight. And I said, look specifically at this year, got the same thing back. And here's the key insights, right? Separates healthy, less than 20% thresholds to watch. You guys could look through all this. I'm not going to go into all of it, but it's really, really good data. And then I said, combine it into one spreadsheet, and it did. Really impressive. Last one of the ChatGPT, and then we'll bump off of it. This is called vibe coding. So vibe coding, write the game asteroids in HTML and JS in one file. So what did it do? What was I doing? Well, here's the code it wrote. And what did it write? And we have the game asteroids. And it actually works. And you can play it right in your browser, right in. This is called Canvas, which allows you to see code or text even. You can write in it and edit it, and it can write code, vibe code with you, tell it what you want to write, and the game like this, you can play it. We can stop it right there. So the reason I said you can come in here, I could literally change this just like that. So that's vibe coding, another example of AI. If you want to do that, that's a more advanced topic, obviously. Let's move right along. This is called Notebook LM. Notebook LM is essentially a way to aggregate sources and then be able to chat with it or use other powerful tools such as creating a study guide, an FAQ, a briefing doc, or a timeline, or even a podcast. So let's just look at this real quick. You can add sources. They can be websites, so articles or blog posts or whatever. It could be a YouTube video. You could have information in a Google Doc or a Google Slide. You could copy text, but not only that, you can upload PDFs, regular text, Markdown, or even audio files, MP3 files. So in this example, I've added links to a Wikipedia for Apollo 11, another show transcript, which is text, and another one which is text for another transcript. This one's an MP3, so this is an actual recording of Apollo 11. This is a YouTube video, Modern Marvels, that covers the Apollo 11 mission, and then 3 other transcripts in PDF format. So we have PDFs, we have MP3s, we have YouTube videos, we have links. All of the above are in here. And then I can ask it, like, who were the astronauts? And it can answer those questions for us right in there. So you can really find out and dig down and get information from that. But more than that, if we look, we can get a study guide. So in the study guide right here, it'll ask us, it'll quiz us, and we have answers below. And I think that's fantastic. It even gives us essays that we could do in a glossary of terms. And that's super helpful. If you are actually taking a test on something or a topic, you can gain information there. If it was a technical procedure, these are overviews, or FAQs, excuse me. So you can create FAQs. So if you want to do that for your company or product or service, you could do that. It can create timelines. Look at the timeline it created. And not only that, the terms and the characters that were in there. It's time to stop waiting. And then it also can do to start using briefing doc. Let the real AI briefing doc begin. Is literally just an overview. So come up to speed real quick on it. Finally, it can create a podcast. That's what this does. It creates a podcast of two AI voices over a transcript it generates talking back and forth. You can listen to that in the car or on a plane and come up to speed on it. So a great tool called notebooklm.google.com. All right, let's keep going. This is a great example. In this one, you can take photos that you have and upload them. So all of these are photos, but you can create videos from a photo. And how do you do that? You do that by typing in here, uploading the photo, and saying generate a clip, and it generates a clip 5 seconds. You could have up to 8, whatever aspect ratio you want. What do the results look like? Well, let's go to this one here. And if we go over here, I can show you the photo. That's the photo that's uploaded. And based upon that, I said, where old Florida charm meets oceanfront calm. And this is the video it created. How amazing is that? Those people, obviously, the whole zooming back wasn't part of it. The people weren't a part of it. The wine glasses weren't a part of it. So it just made that. And it really, really did a great job. And I put together a little marketing video from all of that. And you can see that here. This was actually AI completely generated. The rest came from photos and then AI generated. That wine glass in hand obviously weren't there. That's all generated. And then, as I said, the people were generated as well. So you can see how easy it is to create a video from assets that you already have. I'm also going to show you a product called Nova Act, which is an AI agent. An AI agent, which you're going to hear a ton about it over the rest of this year and coming years. And that is that it can take actions on your behalf all by itself autonomously. So this is a video of an AI agent doing that. So let's take a look at it. It's one that I coded up, a little bit of coding, so don't be intimidated by that. But you're going to see it open a browser and take actions all by itself. I sped this up, by the way, so that it didn't take as long. Opens the browser, goes to Amazon, types in Blender, searches for Blender. Going to click on a Blender. It's going to add the Blender to cart. Then it's going to say no thanks to the protection plan, and it's going to go to the cart. Now that's where I stopped it. I didn't want to click proceed to checkout and buy something, but you can see the power of an AI agent in action right there, that it can take actions on your behalf. It could do research, it could look for jobs, it could look for apartment listings, homes. You can imagine all the different things that it would be capable of doing. All right, in our last AI example, we're going to see a product that my company built. It's called Flyder, and it allows us to be able to take, in this instance, and connect in a super simple example to an email inbox and read it. So at this, it says, I would like to purchase 2 items we have discussed, which I list below. Use today's date for the invoice, 10 hours for updating WordPress to the latest version, and 16 hours for updating all WordPress plugins to their latest version. So that's sitting in an email inbox. And I'm going to show you how we take Flyder. This is the product that we made that can use AI tools. Great. We're going to take and drag an AI task on. We'll do this in about 30 seconds, so it won't take very long. We're going to fetch the email IDs. We're going to grab another AI task and connect it. So this is just like a workflow you would do in a lot of tools that you would use. We're going to get the email body. So we're going to get the email IDs. We're create invoice as the subject. We're going to grab the email body from those. And then we're going to send it over to an AI task that reads it and creates the invoice. And I'm going to go ahead and press run on this. And I'm going to speed up. But first of all, we'll come over here and you can see that there are 2 invoices sitting here. We'll let this run. Oh, it's already done. Fetch the email IDs. I got the email body and it created read the email and created the invoice. So let's see. There were 2 invoices. There's our third one. We go in, update WordPress to the latest version, update all hours of WordPress plugins to the latest version, 10 hours and 16 hours. And that is exactly what we had in our email. So there's an example of a custom built solution in AI that allows you to quickly and rapidly be able to read an email and create invoices from it. So hope you enjoyed these demos. Love if you give me a like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.